Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So there's a lot going on this week. Davos is commencing on the 25th, and the world is watching. Not only that, we're in a weird spot. At this point last year when Davos was happening, there wasn't a worldwide pandemic. It's interesting to see what they have on their schedule for remedying the world. I wanted to bring this to you guys, though, from DJ Peter Vass. The stock markets are going to fall 30%. The cryptocurrency market is waiting patiently for you to arrive. Now, this is a headline coming from CNBC. Stocks will fall at least 30% in a drawn-out bear market. This coming from David Tice. So longtime bear David Tice has new warnings for investors. He expects stocks to fall at least 30% in a downturn that lasts 2 years. One of his major reasons, business-unfriendly policies from Washington. So there's a new president in the White House, and this could have an effect on the business policies that we're going to see. Let me just bring you guys the S&P 500 on the weekly. This downturn here was when we saw economies begin to close, back in February and March. But since then, we have seen a recovery. Now, of course, there are many different reasons for that. Stimulus, the Fed pumping money into the economy, and then that created its own little FOMO bubble of people realizing, look, I can buy cheap stocks, name brands that I know of like Nike, Apple, Tesla, Google, whatever. I can buy them really cheap because they weren't this cheap 3 months ago, and that was creating a lot of FOMO to pump this market up. But is this sustainable? So what he's saying is we now have a Biden administration that has a Senate and a House. They're likely to enact very much more anti-capitalist policies. This is what he told Trading Nation on Friday. They have already raised the minimum wage. That's going to hurt earnings on the cost side. According to Tice, easy monetary and fiscal policies that support money printing will also sting Wall Street, which I just mentioned. All of this is not good for financial markets. Tice is known for running the Prudent Bear Fund before selling to Federated in 2008, just as the financial crisis was unfolding. Now, as an investor to the Advisor Shares Ranger Equity Bear ETF, Tice has spent much of his career making bearish bets on bull markets. His current fund, which is also designed to profit from underperformance, has been under pressure. It's down 32% in the last 3 months. In his latest warning, Tice contends that the problems are piling higher. He also cites an overvalued market and beer flu vaccine concerns for his pessimism. He goes on to say the vaccine is not really a panacea, he added. We've seen a lot of optimism about that, but there are new strains of the virus and there is certainly risk going forward. So he seems to think that this market is going to crash hard, kind of like what we saw in 2008 when the market just plummeted. Let me bring you guys this chart and show you guys. 2008 was over here. Huge correction. A lot of people had their 401ks and entire portfolios just decimated by this. And we did see we saw this back in March, but we knew this was going to recover. We knew that this was just reactionary. But now we're up to new all-time highs. And you know what they say? You should be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. And so I feel like the greed index on the S&P 500 should be way up at this point. Now, crypto markets waiting patiently for you. This coming from DJ Peter Vass. We got to take a look at the crypto market, realize that it is an emerging asset, and realize that there is still a lot of opportunity here. Right now, Bitcoin trading at 33,100. Ethereum just topped its all-time high, trading just over 1,400, and XRP trading at roughly 27.5 cents. Now, I saw this from the Daily Hodl. Ethereum shatters all-time high. Analysts say traders should watch what these 5 altcoins do next. So we've seen Ethereum now skyrocket. And let me just bring this up real quick to show you guys where we are for ETH. I have this on the weekly still, but you can see this all-time high back in January 2018 has now been broken by Ethereum's new all-time high at around $1,476. And so macro guru and crypto investor Raul Pal says he expects Ethereum to lead the crypto pack in the near term with a renewed altcoin season on the horizon. To this point, and for a while, Ethereum leads. Alt season will follow and Bitcoin still explodes higher. Everyone wins. Enjoy and take on board the FUD with an open mind. But remember, in an exponential bull market, everyone wants to spook you out of your trade. It's really not easy. The popular synonymous analyst Cred tells his 191,000 Twitter followers that he believes Ethereum is at the start of a major move to the upside with the DeFi market to follow. He's now watching 5 altcoins in particular, and he's looking at Uni, Sushi, Link, Dot, and Aave. So the DeFi market is what he is eyeing specifically. Of course, Ethereum doing really, really well right now. When we compare it to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is down a little bit. Let me just put it on the hourly. Down a little bit, but still trading within this range, okay? We could still see Bitcoin move to the upside. And guys, finally, XRP, of course, still trading at around 27.5 cents, down in this level of resistance. But this is good because compared to the rest of the altcoin market, XRP still very, very, very oversold, and in my opinion, a very good deal. Okay, when we just take a look from those March lows, okay, when we saw that dip in March all the way back down to, what was it, 11, 12 cents, give or take. I got to bring this up again. XRP is up only about 140% when we take a look at the entire altcoin market, because altcoins have already moved. They're behaving a little differently this time than they did in the last bull run, and we take it from that March low. Altcoins are already up on average 871%. So compared to XRP's 140%, the entire altcoin market is up. So if you can find altcoin deals that maybe are up 100, 200, 300%, 400%, give or take, those might be positions you want to take. Meanwhile, if you're seeing that coins are up, 1,000, 1,500%, 2,000% in some cases, you might want to take a second look because, in my opinion, those coins are already overbought. When you compare them to the 870%, the total 2 chart is up, the altcoin market being that indicator of, the coins on average. So opportunity in the crypto space still, opportunity for altcoins, and you can still find deals. You just have to do your research. Make sure you look for good projects that are still undervalued. And guys, this is why I'm loving these XRP prices down at 27.5 cents. We know this is going to pump eventually. It's just going to be a matter of time. Now, I also saw this from James RULEXRP. Davos taking place on the 25th, or at least beginning today, the 25th, which is Monday. And he posted the agenda. These are some of the global figures taking part in digital Davos. So who's going to be at Davos this week? First of all, we got the rundown. More than 2,000 leaders will join the virtual Davos agenda under the theme of a crucial year to rebuild trust from January 25th to 29th. So that would be all this week. 25 heads of state and governments will join to address urgent need for global cooperation. 600 global CEOs to represent the private sector in 140 sessions live streamed to the public. Civil society leaders, academia, arts and culture, as well as youth will be represented. With the beer flu pandemic underscoring the need for greater global cooperation, political and business leaders from across the globe are set to convene from January 25th to 29th. So we've got a list down here, guys. Clearly, I will not read them all out to you, but it gives you guys some idea. The heads of state and government, including Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China. We've got Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, among some of the heavy hitters that are going to be attending this year. So here's a list of everybody that is going to be there, leaders from many different countries around the world, of course. And obviously, we're going to have governors of certain central banks around the world, like we've got France's central bank governor here, François Villeroy de Gallo, and I believe Andrew Bailey is going to be there as well, governor of the Bank of England. Sharon Burrow, the general secretary for the International Trade Union Confederation. So trade is obviously going to be big on the agenda as well. There will also be a strong presence from the business world with many of the forum's key corporate partners from across the globe in attendance. So this is going to be a big event, guys, and I saw this from Michael at Val5 Links. XRP could be on the brink of mainstream adoption as Benoit Cœuré, appointed chief of the Bank for International Settlements, lists cross-border payment solutions as a top urgent priority in the current financial world. Now, I didn't see Benoit Cœuré on this list. However, that's not to say that he will not be in attendance at this year's Davos conference. Let me read you what he has to say here. So the future could be bright for XRP after all. Cœuré, speaking at the Davos World Economic Forum, commented, I don't know if this was last year or this year. No, this was from last year, okay, right before the world was hit with the pandemic. So I wouldn't be surprised if things were kind of put off for a little bit. If that is the case, I have a very good feeling he will be there this year, or a representative from the BIS, because now this is more important than ever. Let me just tell you what he had to say last year. So he commented on use cases for stablecoins and digital assets. He believes central bank digital currencies are yet to materialize and may take a while, but Curé commented at the moment, cross-border payments are too slow and too costly. It's about having a technology that cuts across borders. Everyone agrees cross-border payments now are too slow and too costly. The top priority for the community is not CBDCs. The top urgent priority is to improve cross-border payments, in particular for low-income and developing economies. Now, of course, generally speaking, I'm sure a lot of this narrative has not changed. And I'll tell you why in a second, but this originally tweeted out from Jack the Rippler here, and this is Benoit Curé from last year's Davos. Listen to what he has to say.
Where do you see the biggest advantage to stablecoins?
Well, it's about having a technology that cuts across borders and that can help cut the cost and improve the speed of cross-border payments, which everyone agrees now are too slow and too costly. So I would say the top priority for the global community is not about CBDC. CBDC will come in, so central bank digital currency. It will come in due course in different ways, and we're working on it. But the top urgent priority is to improve cross-border payments, in particular for low-income and developing economies, because that's a matter of financial inclusion and that's a matter of growth for the global economy.
Okay, and I'll leave it there. So Benoit Curé from 2020's Davos, emphasizing this need for cross-border payments, not so much CBDCs. A year has passed since then, and a lot has happened, including a global pandemic. And I would strongly argue that this has not changed. In fact, his views here on cross-border payments last year is likely stronger than ever before. The reason I say that, guys, is because cryptocurrency is now making the World Economic Forum's Davos agenda. This coming from the Rock XRP here. Bring it on, he says. Cryptocurrency makes World Economic Forum's Davos agenda. Sessions devoted to resetting digital currencies are scheduled at this week's Davos conference. So the World Economic Forum's upcoming Davos agenda will feature 2 separate sessions on cryptocurrency, offering another compelling sign that digital assets have permeated mainstream consciousness. So, going back to what Benoit Curé was saying last year, cross-border payments taking priority. Now we're actually seeing a more meaningful reason for this, and it just took a pandemic to get us there. The sessions titled Resetting Digital Currencies will be held on Monday and Thursday. The first session will feature 5 public speakers, including Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey and Hikmet Ersek, President and CEO of Western Union. An interesting choice because although we know that Western Union and Hikmet Ersek has gone on the record publicly and stated that they were trialing RippleNet technology, again, this was back a few years ago now, he did say that Western Union didn't actually see the benefit from utilizing RippleNet. If I'm remembering this correctly, it was because they, they may have only done a few payments, I think 5 or 6, maybe 7 payments through RippleNet system, and they couldn't see the benefit to it because they weren't testing it at scale. And so I have a feeling that this is why they came to that conclusion. Nevertheless, we've got to also remember the Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey is also going to be speaking at this. And I think it's common knowledge now for XRP hodlers to know the UK has already given the clarity surrounding XRP. The FCA has already deemed it a currency and not a security. And the Bank of England, I believe, has gone on the record and come out and said that they are indeed a partner with Ripple. So this is going to be an interesting panel. Thursday's group features 4 speakers, including Tharman Shanmugaratnam, a senior minister of the government of Singapore, and Su Min, chairman of the Beijing-based National Institution of Financial Research. So the beer flu has accelerated the long-term shift from cash, reads the prospectus from both sessions. Meanwhile, central bank digital currencies are emerging, potentially transforming how people will use money worldwide. It continues by saying what policies, practices, and partnerships are needed to leverage the opportunities posed by the rise of digital currencies. Davos agenda is a 5-day summit featuring some of the world's leading figures. Of course, we know that already. They obviously want to come to understand blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, and the Geneva-based organization has even created a cryptocurrency workshop, which only last month published its inaugural review focusing on the various use cases for digital currencies, and it's titled Beyond Price and Speculation. And I have a feeling that, right now with the price of Bitcoin rallying, people getting excited over cryptocurrencies, this is all that people see with regards to cryptocurrency. The fact that you can make money from it because it is betting on a speculative asset. The real meat to these potatoes is going to be in the use cases eventually moving forward, and that is what's going to give value to coin. That's what's going to drive the value in a handful of particular cryptocurrencies, XRP included. So the forum research has cited blockchain technology as a key driver of sustainable digital finance. Blockchain and smart contract capability, its researchers argue, can unlock hidden values of legacy digital systems. So this is what's on the agenda this year, considering that Benoit Cœuré was talking about this even last year, and this wasn't accelerated really until the pandemic hit the globe. They're even saying down here in this quote here, the beer flu has accelerated the long-term shift from cash. And so cryptocurrencies, CBDCs, perhaps we didn't think that they were going to be as big of a deal as they are until now. Let's also not forget, guys, who is connected to the World Economic Forum, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they are partners with Ripple. This coming from XRP Toro. I just wanted to bring this up. This is not new news. However, I believe this article, this was from last year, January 27th, 2020. I just wanted to put this out there to remind you of the connections that maybe some of you guys don't know and maybe some of you guys have forgotten about. So how Bill Gates is using cryptocurrency Ripple to fight global poverty. I'm not going to read you guys this article. If you still haven't read it, I will link it in the description. I just wanted to go down here and read you guys the last couple of paragraphs. Unlike Bitcoin, which holds long-term value only if the current economic system stumbles, Ripple favors government regulation of cryptocurrency. The goal is to allow banks around the world to have access to the technology, to improve lives, and not just for the lucky few who invested early. The future's looking bright. If developing nations are able to join Western countries on a more level economic playing field, that would be the first step in a long journey towards alleviating global poverty. And so we got two heavy hitters, namely Hikmet Ersek and Andrew Bailey, respectively, on the global stage, participating in a discussion that will influence the decisions moving forward with regards to financial inclusion and how that technology is going to really influence cross-border transactions. Do you think that they will come to an agreement with regards to the utilization of cryptocurrency? As we already know, Andrew Bailey and the country of England, very, very much proponents of XRP. Hikmet Ersek, on the other hand, still a bit of a skeptic, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.